Okay, how we doing, YouTube? It's good to see you all again. It's been a second, I'm not gonna lie. It's simply been a moment. And I guess this video is gonna be me talking about why it's been so long and really what's been going on behind the scenes with me and my, content creation platforms and where I want to go with it. So I have a little sheet pulled up right here of ideas and bullet points I'm going to be talking about. I'm just going to read them and then expand on them as I go throughout the video. So let's really get started and understand where I've been at. So I haven't posted a minute, and right now the only reason that is happening is because I wasn't sure of the videos that I was making. I would do all of these self-reflection videos and I would be super introspective, and by the end of it I would edit, upload, and post, and I wouldn't feel like that was me. After each upload I was like, damn, it's a good video, and they progressively got better, I would say, as I figured out more of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to say it. But overall, it still didn't feel like it was something natural to me. It felt very forced, very effortful. And I talk about authenticity on my channel, but it's like, how can I be authentic on my channel and preach that ideal if I'm not doing it myself? So I stopped posting that. And I've just been asking myself the question of, what do you want to do with this platform that you're trying to make a living off of, So still doing that. And this video is proof of me doing that. And it's also to give you guys an update and kind of put my thoughts on paper in a sense. Obviously, there's no paper in front of me, but having like a digital video to show that I was here, I was thinking about it, is something I want to have. So let's go on to the next bullet point. I don't want to make stuff just for the algorithm. So the videos I was making earlier, they weren't for the algorithm either. Don't get me wrong. They were not for the algorithm. They were for me, and they were more specifically, it felt like they were more for the audience and what I thought you guys wanted to hear, which kind of dulled my natural voice, because if I'm adjusting what I want to say in order to fit what I think you want to hear, am I really saying what I naturally would say? No, because it's filtered. It's filtered through this idea that I need to appease you guys. And I guess I got to reshape my approach to go, if you guys like me as I naturally upload, that's great, stay with it. But if you guys don't naturally like me as I upload, then that's okay too. I shouldn't try to develop an image based on something that's not, again, natural to me. I hate to use that word so frequently, but it feels like that's the only word that I can think of right now. And I started this to express myself, not to play the game. The game of social media is crazy. There are so many videos that you can upload. There are so many different things you can say. There are so many topics to cover. But don't get lost in all of that choice, Especially with like TikTok becoming a search platform now. They give you the choice to say anything, but not everything is important, I just said it was a search algorithm, so which means you kind of have to say and show keywords throughout your videos because TikTok scans them, and hashtags aren't really a thing anymore. So it's like, you can't use that to promote your videos. You are, in a sense, having to filter what you say if you want to gain traction. But I think you can balance it. It's also just very difficult to do that. None of my videos, like I was saying prior to this, were for any sort of momentum gaining or to appease the system and so that I could see more likes or more views on my video. That was not meant for me. I did not do any of my videos for that. So let's just establish that. Going on to the next bullet point, I don't fully know what my account is yet, and that is okay. And it is okay. It's very true. I think a lot of beginner content creators get trapped in the idea of not feeling like they can share all their thoughts because they have to develop this brand identity immediately. And I would say, honestly, you are in the prime time to develop your brand identity. While you have no identity, you don't have a video system that you developed for yourself to figure out what works and what doesn't. Because you don't have that, this is the time to try and fail, right? The great thing about social media miss is that if you miss, No one sees it because you missed. So I think that makes it a little bit nicer. I'm figuring out what I want to do, and because it didn't feel right for me to just keep talking about some deep introspective idea every day, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna find something that works. I literally might start doing gaming videos tomorrow. You might see a playthrough on my YouTube channel tomorrow. I might buy a game, run it through with my friends, and that's what we'll do. If this might be the last type of video you see with all this reflective shit, and that's okay too. I might lose a little bit of following because some people have followed me for that reason, and I do apologize and I'm sorry for that. But I don't want to rob you guys of unauthentic content. That's always what I praise, and I strive to have authentic content because I think that matters so much more than saying and doing the right things. So I don't want to keep shorting you guys on that. Sometimes I want to talk about life, I want to talk about gaming, and sometimes I don't want to post at all. I think a lot of content creators go through that moment where it's like they don't want to do anything with it. They're spent sometimes, and they can get spent relative to the circumstances. Some people get burnout more specifically. Whether that's because they've been uploading for so long, they feel like they're not uploading the right content, they can't gain traction. So some people can give up very quickly. Some people can give up after ages. Like, it happens to everybody though. Like, there are some times where you just don't want to post. So it's not like I didn't want to post. It's just I didn't know what to post without being like fake in a sense. So I wanted to get around that. So I'm not quitting. I'm just tuning back into why I started. Like I said, it's not realistic for me to upload those videos with that level of frequency. What's going to be natural to me may look different, and it will look different. I can say actually with certainty from where it is right now. And I want to make sure I hold that sense of authenticity throughout my entire YouTube career. So we're going to keep doing, maybe we might do some more of these updates, like these life talks, these little vlogs. It's not really much of a vlog because I'm inside and I'm at my desk area, which is where I want to be here on out, actually, filming, gaming. And the problem is with gaming is that there's so many gamers and there's so many different gaming platforms that it's hard to create a sense of self. So I chose a more niche route, but I definitely do want to do something that's more close to me. There's no grand message here. It's just me figuring it all out. Everyone's always figuring stuff out. There's so many times in life where you don't have everything put together, and that's completely okay. So this is just one of those moments for me. You don't have to have a niche to be worth hearing. Again, that's going back to the idea you don't have one train of thought and that is who you are. Everyone is always a thinking individual. There are so many new ideas that we're always having and creating in our head that if we only share one of them, it doesn't give the other person a sense of identity. I only gave you guys my calm, introspective side. And it kind of works because I'm new. I've gained a little bit of following, but it doesn't work for me because that's not me fully at the end of the day. I can be like that, but to always be like that is not true to who I am. There are times where I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm active, I'm talkative, I'm not talkative. Everyone's got their ups and downs. So I just didn't want to lie to you guys. So yeah, share your others' train of thoughts. And that kind of talks about with like the expansion of content. Don't just do this, do this. Share your thoughts of what you want to talk about across multiple different subjects. I think your voice should be worth hearing because of who you are and your desire to share that information. The fact that some people want to talk about so many things, it's cool to see because it shows that they have passion for so many different things. Let that passion carry into all of those subjects. Don't be narrowed and chained down to one aspect of what you want to talk about because you think that's the only thing people want to hear. And that's what I was doing before. So I'm trying to step away from that. And this is still, like it says right here, this is still my voice. It's just not polished today. This video is not going to have almost any editing in it. I might do like some resolution. I might do a couple cuts. But this video literally is to announce that I am taking a step towards the real direction I want to move in. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, a few people have asked me where I've been at, why haven't I uploaded? And I haven't really let them into my headspace. I've just said I've been working. So I'm going to upload this as like an answer to that question. Some of you probably don't give a shit about me at all because you probably just saw me off one video and like, oh yeah, he's kind of cool. And that's fine too, you know. Just to let you know, though, whoever out there is watching that and is in that circumstance, I'm not going to be making those types of introspective videos anymore. I will have maybe like a one-off video where something happens in life and it forces me to go into that circumstance and like that kind of mindset. But it's not going to be constant like it was before. So at the end of the day, this is still me. I'm still going to, you know, keep uploading videos. It's just going to be more of a style change. I'm going to develop my identity in a more competitive space, and I do have a sense of like what that's going to be. I don't really want to give it all away because I feel like it's a little bit more interesting if you get to see what it is that I'm going to be doing as I do it. But if you guys want to know, I did bring it up earlier in the video, something about games, which is a little basic. Yes, I know, but it is what I want to do. And I will be tapping into more content as more seasons come by and as I develop myself more. But I definitely have a voice that I can share, and it's not just through deep thoughts. So I want to share it with you guys because that is going to be more like me compared to any other thing that I've been doing so far. So stay tuned in for that. Tap in. Let me know the thoughts, guys. And I will be seeing you real soon, hopefully. Good looks, guys. Deuces.